Hi, everyone. Welcome to Thrive Thursday. I'm here with Shane Reed, the author of today's article, Hopes and Expectations. And so we wanted to do a little video discussion here to go a little bit deeper into the concepts that Shane discussed in the video, Hopes and Expectations, in the article, Hopes and Expectations. So I wanted to circle back a little bit first and see what inspired the article and see if you've had any further thoughts since you completed writing it.
So inspiration for the article probably came from just starting season. So collegiate volleyball season starts in January basically, and we, have been getting after it for a while. And going into my fourth year, I've had the opportunity to see a bunch of players, come in and go out of the program and things like that. And one of I don't know why I've been very conscious of this. Concept in our team and culture dynamic, but I get to observe a lot of teams, whether that be recruiting or watching high school volleyball or other collegiate teams and all that good stuff. And in my experience, a lot of failures happen with culture after you've already gone through a couple months of your season or whatever. When something is new, it's exciting, and so it's easy to kind of gloss over emotion and these other dynamics that come up when you're doing something cooperatively.
Sure.
And so a couple of the ways that I saw teams failing was either the worst players on the team were disconnected. They didn't feel like they had anything to work for, any hope for the future, and so they would either they would disconnect completely or just become energy vampires or something like that. And so and then the other end of the spectrum it could be your best players are they think they've already arrived and they don't have to work on anything, and so they don't really get any better and kind of disconnect, and it's not challenging anymore and all that good stuff. So and I guess I saw the need for the combination of the two in a thriving culture that continues to thrive, not just for not just for 1 year but many years. So
Very cool. How do you stoke that within yourself so then it's influencing your team's culture, the combination of hopes and expectations for each player, and then also for the overview of the team?
So for each player, I say it in the article, and I really, really believe in the fact that you're all the people that work for you, that play for you, whatever it happens to be. If you're a manager, all those people are unique and need to be treated as such, or managed or led or influenced as such, whatever you want to put in there. And so identifying and being aware of how your people operate, not as a whole but as individuals, and being sensitive to that fact and understanding that, and then stoking it within myself is the belief that my attention to both of them, I guess, would be I need to make sure that I am paying attention to the hopes and expectations for each person individually. So the uniqueness has to come through with both of them. It's not just one hope for everybody.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's super cool, and I don't know why this image came up for me, but a bicycle wheel, with each of the spokes coming off the center, but then making the larger hole more strong, came up for me. And so, and I love what you just said there. I also love what you said in the article, that when someone thinks highly of you or your future, it's empowering. And from what I've heard and seen of you in coaching capacity, I know that is something that you do pretty easily. And so I also really liked in the article how you talked about how your hope for each individual is that they will reach their potential, whatever that might be, and then also that your expectation is that regardless, everyone improves a little bit every day. And what I also appreciated about the article is that while it's focused on the sports world, like when you start thinking about that from a lifestyle or family operation or a corporate culture, you know, that culture of collaboration and how that could really move people forward as teams and in companies, I thought that was a really cool insight that you gave in the article.
Yeah, because I mean, the team is a team. It doesn't matter. It's just the vehicle that you're participating on, or whatever you want to call it, that changes. So the details may change, but the principles, they certainly don't. Yeah, to speak on that empowering, you know, when people think highly of you, I mean, it's very empowering. You know, when I'm still not an expert by any means, but when I was a younger coach, you know, kind of getting my feet wet in the discipline, there were certainly many coaches in my experience that, you know, hey, you should come do this. You should come coach here. I think you'd have fun. I think you'd do well and that kind of thing. And certainly that was like, oh, okay, yeah, I think I can. I mean, it opens up the doors, for people to tap into that potential, and even examine it, period.
Yeah.
Because some people don't even know until they know.
That's very true. So what else would you like others to know about how to practice the use of hope and expectations in tandem, or anything else that stemmed from the article from you?
I think giving thought certainly to what is your hope, and what are your expectations. I think expectations are very important for anybody that's in a performance-based culture to have, is expectations for sure. And to really hold on to or identify the hopes being the more long-term, and the expectations being the day-to-day, what can I do today to meet expectations.
That's super cool.
And so to make sure that, you know, your expectations aren't, I'm going to be the best thing in the whole world today.
Right.
You know, maybe that's a relative thing, but in the grand scheme of life, that's really hard to do, and people don't tend not to believe in that, and find it hard to connect to the present if their expectation is to conquer the world or to cure cancer in one day.
Yeah.
That doesn't bode well for longevity. So, just identifying it and then being clear about, you know, what they are with each individual, and maintaining the uniqueness of individuals is important for influencing for sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Shane, for the article. It was great. I liked discussing it with you. I love the last piece that you brought to it about awareness and discernment, and you figuring out for yourself what your hope and expectation is for yourself and then for your team or others. And then also the reminder that most of life is a stair step and not a slingshot. And so to be able to take those steps to reach that hope that you have for yourself or others is a great reminder. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you guys are interested in talking more about hopes and expectations, love and personal responsibility, how to collaborate as a team culture, check us out, thrivehdc.com. We'll have some more classes coming up in the spring. We have one starting in February that is about pro-thrive skills and how to work in your work environment to your greatest ability. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.